Yeah. Oh man, so much hate, so much hate. I never knew it was so many thugs on the internet. I never knew it was so many geniuses on the internet. I never knew it was so many know-it-alls on the internet. Why am I so surprised? Anyway, let's get into the video. I'm not gonna make this too long because I gotta go. But I tried to do a commentary and it's taking too long to edit because I gotta put that quality in that content when I put that gaming gameplay up. Anyway, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Consoles are not the same as PC, so you cannot say a console being on the same level as a PC and expect that. You can't expect the Scorpio because it has 6 teraflops to compete with an NVIDIA graphics card that has 6 teraflops. It is an AMD machine. I'm going to break this down. If you take an AMD PC and you give it the same specs as the Xbox Scorpio, and you take an NVIDIA PC, one with an Intel processor, and an NVIDIA graphics card versus an AMD processor and an AMD graphics card, and you put them head to head with the same specs, the NVIDIA Intel PC is going to outperform the AMD PC. Now, me and Bond did have this discussion on the Weapon Wheel podcast because we both dealt with it in AMD and switched to NVIDIA. Now, a lot of you guys out there who claim to know everything, a lot of y'all, no offense, come off like groupies sometimes. Sometimes I think you guys are just being sheep to your favorite YouTubers and you're following what they're saying without listening properly and properly understanding what's going on. Now, if you pay attention, the Xbox is made with AMD chips. It's made with AMD stuff. If you have a gaming PC, you can have an AMD, and I'm going to say about maybe 30 to 40% of gamers do. But the real hardcore ones, the PC elitists, the fanboys, they're going to have NVIDIA graphics cards and NVIDIA stuff, at least the content creators, I should say. Because there are a lot of my friends who use AMD and they're gamers. But I laugh because at the end of the day, when I see some of the shit they go through, I think back to when I was AMD and I went through that, and I don't go through that no more. So this is something that only the true PC guys are going to understand. Now, some of you guys out there have been attacking me lately, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, is it really that serious? Does it warrant this type of ish? Does it warrant this type of scenario? I guess it does, but let's get into what I'm going to say here. Comparing a console to a PC, even if they have the same specs, it's like comparing a motorcycle to a sports car. Yes, they both are supposed to go fast. Yes, they both are vehicles, but they are not the same. They both can go fast. The car can go faster than a motorcycle, depending on if you have like a clunky motorcycle, even though the ideology is for a motorcycle to always be faster than a car and outperform it in speed. A PC has that same thing. It's supposed to outperform a console, even if it's the same specs in the PC. So when I say uncompromised should not be on the table, it should not be on the table. You cannot take something that is a closed box that cannot be upgraded and say that it has to be uncompromised if it runs 4K 60. How can you say, now this is for you, Sick Humor, because you made a video response. I'm going to address this right now. How can you say that a console cannot be compromised because it does 4K 60 but has lower textures? How do we know this? How do you know if the textures were lowered to get 4K 60 if there's no settings in there to change that? That's my whole point. Console is supposed to be simplified. They made console for people who game, and people who say, oh, well, PC is how it was intended to be. That's retarded too, because what if you have an old graphics card? Was it intended to be played on an old graphics card? See where we get into the whole realm of just you guys nitpicking and hating on Xbox, because at the end of the day, the Scorpio being so powerful has so many people's panties in a bunch. Who gives a shit? Really, at the end of the day, if you really want the best gaming experience, you're going to play on PC. This is common sense. I'm a PC guy. I know this. Am I a fanboy of Xbox? To a degree, I may come off that way, but no, I'm not. If PlayStation makes a game I like, I'm going to play it. My favorite game right now, currently of all time, is The Last of Us. That is a PlayStation exclusive game. So when you guys call me an Xbox fanboy, I got to laugh because I don't think no fanboys are going to say their favorite game is on PlayStation. And mine is. My favorite game developer is Naughty Dog. My favorite game is The Last of Us. So how can I be an Xbox fanboy? So this is where I start wondering what's wrong with people and do they pay attention? Because you guys clearly don't pay attention. Now, when I want to get my game on and I want to go hard, I'm going to PC. I'm going to turn my shit to max 4K because I got that beast over there. And I'm going to get busy. You know what I'm saying? So I go into the red room, turn on my red PC, and I get busy. All right? That's what I do. So make a long story short, comparing a console to a PC, when did we start doing that? I mean, at the end of the day, like, y'all really going to say 4K 60 has to have max textures, max lighting. Then when I asked Bond gave me a real reach of an answer when he said, when I asked him, I said, how can you compare these specs when consoles don't have these specs in the menu for you to check? He hit me with the Digital Foundry is going to tell you. And I was like, I'll let him slide, but come on now. Y'all know that for an answer was like some BS. I figured I'll let him regather his thoughts. And if we speak about it again, I'm sure he's going to have a better answer for me because I do respect this brother's intellect. And I know he knows what he's talking about. So I wouldn't challenge him, but I will definitely question him because not everybody knows everything. And I'm just telling you guys now that you comparing console to PC is kind of the stupidest thing a lot of you guys have done. I've been getting attacked. I've been getting ridiculed a lot for this. And I'm sitting there like, I know I'm making sense. Y'all just ain't listening. So at the end of the day, I'm going to let a few of y'all cats slide. But if a console does 4K 60, we'll never know what the settings were unless the game developers come out and say, look, we had to do this and that to hit this number, which Xbox already said they're not going to make game developers do that. They're going to let them decide what they want. If they decide to compromise for 4K 60, that's on them. We're talking about consoles. And see, this is where I talk about moving the goalposts, because now if Microsoft says all our in-house games are going to do 4K 60, now you're going to try and nitpick to see where they compromise that. If it's doing 4K 60 and the settings are there and the settings are not being dialed down, how can you say that's a compromise? Because it doesn't look as good as it's going to look on your PC who has better specs. Because if you have a PC that's matching the specs of your console, you're not no PC gamer. Like, let's get that straight right now. Don't talk to me about no PC. Don't talk shit to me about PC if your PC is the same specs as your console. If your console is ever the same specs as your PC, you ain't no PC gamer. And if you don't understand what I'm saying when I say that, then you shouldn't be even listening to this video. You shouldn't comment. You shouldn't say a word. You should just be soaking in what I'm saying, because at one day you'll get it. You just don't get it right now. So I don't even understand how PC dudes is really going in on this. And I'm going to be honest, the real dudes that know they shit, they're not really caring about this. They don't care, because like I said in the video, if consoles are trying to do 4K 60, that's better for PC gamers. Now, PC games can be developed with more power because we're getting ports of console games. And you guys are actually acting like PC so much better than console, when the only difference is performance and quality. We get better quality, but we are getting console games ported to us. We're getting these games ported. So if console starts doing better, we get better ports. Because they get better games, we get even better quality out of those games. We get their games, but just at a better quality. So if they get better quality, we get better quality. I don't even understand why people are trying to act like consoles can be compared to PCs. It just can't. But consoles rule the gaming as far as AAA developers will develop for consoles because they make more money. It's just common sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. PC is making more money than consoles. So let me clear this up. But I'm talking about per sale. For you nerdy dudes out there that try to nitpick, I'm talking about per sale. When you buy a game on Steam for $60, that's fine and dandy. But you know, you got Steam keys and things of that nature. You also have these deals with console games as well. But we're talking about PlayStation primarily selling 700, 300,000 games right off the bat. And PC also doing its numbers as well. And then Xbox doing whatever it's doing. We also know Xbox is not doing as great as they should be as far as game sales. So I'm not going to get into that. But I just wanted to make this video to say that's what I'm talking about, because you guys don't really, it's like a lot of shit that I say goes over your head. I don't know why it's so hard for y'all to comprehend what I'm saying. Now, as far as Rambo's Corner, I was going to make a video roasting you, but I decided to let you be because honestly, truthfully, I view you as to a degree a crumb snatcher. And I'm not going to diss you, but I'm just going to talk about it real fast. First of all, my main issue with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth because you probably don't even remember this, is when you told me you was going to be at E3. Because you were ridiculing me about something at E3, and I kind of got irritated because I was like, yo, were you at E3? Are you coming? Yes. So I checked his YouTube channel. He didn't come to E3. I didn't see no E3 videos, no nothing. Checked his Twitter, no nothing. And I was a little irritated then because I let you slide. But I don't like when people try to talk to me about something and I'm there. I'm at the place and you're telling me what happened when I was standing in the building. I was at this conference. I don't like when you dudes do that. Y'all forget that I go to these events. I go to some of this stuff and I'll be talking to these game developers. I'm in contact with game developers and companies and stuff because I'm trying to get the right information to you guys. I'm not just reading articles and coming to YouTube saying, yo, this is what this article says. I'm trying to be the person who's writing this article for you. If you understand why I say journalism, sometimes I actually like to Actually put in the legwork when I report something. And a lot of dudes just read articles, but I'm not like that. I like to actually know what I'm talking about. I have people that I like to connect with. I'm like, look, when I need to know something, can I contact you and get this information off the record? Yes. That's part of journalism, having sources. So I don't like when people come to me off YouTube and Twitter and try to argue with me. And when I go to these press events, I don't see you. So how can you tell me something about something when I was there and you wasn't? So Rambo's Corner, you're one of those type of dudes. Now you said 4K upscaling does not blow out a 1080p picture. Yes, that's exactly what upscaling is. Upscaling to those of us in the content creation business is a bad word. If you really want to know the truth, that's a term that we do not like to use in editing. Editing means that downscaling means you take something that's good and you put it in. Now I'm gonna teach you a term if you want to listen. And the media entertainment business is called garbage in, garbage out. If you take something, you upscale it, and that's what you present. That means that you're taking the quality of something and you're changing it. You never want to upscale anything because that means the original source material has been altered and degraded. No matter what you do, you degrade an image when you blow it out or you scale it up. So the fact that you argue with me tells me you don't know what you're talking about. Now, I tried to let you slide, and I'm going to continue to let you slide for now. But just remember, I have the screenshots. If you continue to keep going, I will expose you. I will make a video and expose everything that you did, starting with that whole E3 shit where you lied and said you was at E3. Okay, so think and do your research because you're going to go, oh, wait, what is he talking about? Because people who lie like that don't keep up with their lies. And this was quite a while ago. Remember, E3 was in June. So just keep in mind, I'm going to give you a little reminder of what initially started me looking at you as a bad source of information, as somebody don't know what you're talking about. It's your first strike. Your second strike is when Hard 8 roasted the shit out of you because you talk shit about him, and he proved you didn't know what you were talking about. If you keep going with this, I'm going to be the one to make the video exposing you. There's a lot of shit I know about you, but I let you slide. So keep in mind, stay in your place, man. Stay in your place. I'm going to warn you. Now, I just hit you with something you probably didn't even remember. You lied to me about E3, and you argue with me about E3. And Broken Games, Brooklyn Skill Tree, attested in the Weapon Will podcast. I was there. We saw each other. We were at E3. So keep in mind what you do, because a lot of you dudes need to stay in your place and read those articles and stay on YouTube and do that. Now, I'm going to get out of here because I'm supposed to be going already. But I just wanted to drop this video for you cats out there to let y'all know what time it is and everything, because people out here are ridiculous. Y'all act like I don't do research and I don't know what I'm talking about. Never, ever use the term upscaling in a good way. It's not a good thing. It's not. I know you guys think it's good because your consoles can do upscaling to 4K TVs. That's fine. But anybody who knows anything about media, that is a bad word. So let's get into terms. I'm going to start teaching you guys terms. Media entertainment, upscale, bad word. I'm out of here. Peace.